Hey there, this is Carrie Clark with SpeechAndLanguageKids.com and the Speech Therapy Solution. Today I'm answering a question about what do you do when you have a cleft palate that is not fully repaired. So I'm going to read the question here. This is a specific case and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. So this person has a 4-year-old girl coming in for treatment of hypernasality. The girl has a cleft lip and palate and 2 surgeries have already been done, but she says there is a fistula and the soft palate is incomplete. So she asked the parents and they reported that the doctor told them that the girl doesn't need any more surgeries and that the gap will recover in time. And so she's just asking, is this structural cause to the hypernasality? And if so, where does she refer? So here are my thoughts down here. So ASHA advises us, and ASHA is the American Speech Language Hearing Association. If you are not in America, I'm sorry, that's where my sources come from, but the same information is still relevant. This is just from ASHA. So ASHA advises that all cleft palate children should be followed by a cleft palate team, and that cleft palate team should have a speech language pathologist or a speech therapist on the team. So I would suggest that first if it's available and if the child is not already being followed by a cleft palate team, I would suggest that because that speech therapist that's on the team is going to be able to give you some idea of what are the physical limitations and how is that going to impact speech. So that would be my first stop if you have that as an option. If you don't have access to that, then what I would do is do some stimulability probes and see what sounds the child can make in isolation. So you're going to want to give placement and tactile cues as necessary to help elicit those sounds and just kind of see what she can do. You would be surprised at some of the sounds that kids can come up with sometimes when they have structural problems. Kids are very good at compensating and coming up with other ways to produce sounds that we may not have even thought of. So the first thing you need to do is just try and see what that child is able to do. For example, I had a kiddo who had no front teeth, like all of the front teeth were gone on the top, and she could still make a beautiful F sound. I have no idea how she did it. I didn't think there was any way, but I did some stimulability, and sure enough, she could make a nice F. So make sure that you check first and see what she can do. And you may want to do this for about 6 weeks. 6 weeks is a good trial therapy period because it gives you time to see some progress if it's going to happen. So do some stimulability, some sounds in isolation for about 6 weeks, and then that's going to tell you what sounds the child is physically capable of right now and which ones the child is not physically capable of. If you find from those stimulability probes that there are certain sounds that the child just cannot make and you suspect that it is because of that structural abnormality, then you want to bring that to the attention of the mom. So then you're going to tell her, hey, so-and-so has this problem. Here's the physical things that are going on, and here's why that means she cannot make this sound right now. We tried, she cannot make it. And then you can tell her that a cleft palate specialist would be able to help her with advising about if there's an additional surgery that needs to be done or if there's a prosthesis that needs to be used, or that could be used. So that would be sending her to a cleft palate team or to a speech therapist who specifically works with cleft palate. Or if there's no one like that, then maybe just an ENT would be able to help with that. They just need to have some experience in cleft palate. So you're just going to kind of have to look around in your area and see what resources are available to that family. Now, in the meantime, you can tell mom, well, we're going to go ahead and keep doing therapy on the sounds we can work on. Maybe there's a sound she can do in isolation, but she's not doing it in conversation. That would be a good target to start with. And then you tell the mom, we're going to teach her compensatory placements to make up for those sounds that she can't make. So if she can't make a certain sound, you're going to teach her something that's similar, that sounds close enough, that's going to get as close to that sound as she possibly can, but something that she can physically do. So I have another video that's all about an overview of therapy for cleft lip and palate. So if you scroll down below this video, there's a link and you can click on that and it will take you to the video on cleft lip and palate and how to do therapy. So there is that. If you have any other questions, you can leave those in the comments below and I'll get back to those as soon as possible. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.